After seeing the ending of Sausage Party, now every single food that I see looks like some sort of sexual object. Nanas, sausages, cucumbers, even eggplants.
That's no moon.
Fucking nanas, man.
We good? Not any good?
Yeah.
So today we will be reviewing the Seth Rogen animated comedy Sausage Party. Right, we're going to get the randomizer up. We're all back together today, Tom and Dale and me.
I have returned.
He has returned, Dale's returned from his holidays, and we're going to talk about something interesting, at least.
Special.
So here's the randomizer. Who's going to be talking about the plot for Sausage Party?
It's me!
Okay, good luck with that one.
So, Sausage Party is about a sausage named Frank, played by Seth Rogen, who basically lives in this supermarket and is, has a belief in a system where once you are chosen by the gods, who are humans, you are taken to basically their version of heaven. And he is chosen by a human along with his fellow sausages and his, I guess, girlfriend, Brenda, played by Kristen Wiig, who is a bun.
Brenda the
and
Bun.
They are,
it's Brenda Bunsen, isn't it?
Brenda Bunsen.
Yeah.
And they are on their way to the great beyond, and complications arise, and they discover that basically this whole great beyond thing is a lie, and they discover what really happens to food, and the film deals with them discovering this and a bunch of other comedic scenarios involving various characters, various different foods that represent various different racial stereotypes and whatnot.
And there's also...
Did it better than Zootopia?
Also involves a loo roll and a used condom.
At some point.
Among some of the characters, our main villain is a douche.
A douche,
but,
Literally.
If this sounded like a kid's film from Dale's explanation of the plot and you haven't heard of it, it's not a kid's film.
Kids would be scarred.
They would be scarred.
And would never eat again.
Okay, I'm going to go out and say this. I'm pretty scarred. So I don't think a child should ever be watching this film. But that being said, really enjoyed it. Thought it was a very enjoyable movie. I really like the voice cast. You've got, like Dale mentioned, you've got Seth Rogen and Kristen Wiig rounding out the cast. Then you've got Michael Cera as this little sausage called Barry. Jonah Hill's in this film for a limited amount of time.
Yeah.
You've got Edward Norton's in this film.
Nick Kroll.
Basically, the entire cast from This Is the End, minus Jay Baruchel's in it. The entire main cast. And they all do a pretty good job. They've all got their own distinctive voices, Bill Hader's in this movie and he's just unrecognisable, and that's what I liked. Some of these actors, they come up in the end credits and you're actually genuinely surprised that they're played by certain people.
Bill Hader, he was
such
in
a good job.
Inside Out, right?
Yeah.
He's actually really good at voice acting.
Yeah, he is. He did really well. He voiced Firewater, who was a very strong racial stereotype. But again, good performance as this character. But what's really surprising about this film is the animation's actually really good.
I liked it,
for a film like this, where I can't imagine the budget was like massive, considering it's not Pixar. But for this film, the animation was great. I mean, there's a 2D animated sequence which looked really cool, and the effects overall just look really great. And the film is funny. It does have some genuine laugh out loud moments.
Yeah.
It wasn't as funny as I thought it would be going in, because I thought it would be like constantly laughing throughout. But I was laughing throughout the entire film, but there's a lot of sort of what do you call it? In the middle, there's sort of a lot of world building going on. A lot of the characters go off and do their own thing, which is fine. I just wasn't expecting that. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, it's not exactly what I expected from it.
Yeah, I'd say also parodies like other animated movies. Like there's moments that seem to kind of just poke fun at like Disney movies. It also has a lot of I guess, commentary on like religion, about
the
people's
Dixar,
beliefs.
the Dixar casting.
Oh yeah,
as well.
James Franco's character, who is just credited as Druggy in the end credits.
Yeah.
His character had a Dixar sticker, so you got little Easter eggs like that, and you've got references to Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, that was a really good scene.
Yeah, the Saving Private Ryan scene was, I think, one of my favourites.
You've got this can of spaghetti and his guts are like spilling out.
The Oreo picks up his back and walks off with it and stuff.
Yeah, so you've got some really funny imagery as well as some pretty horrific imagery. I mean, this film at one point turns into a horror movie.
Towards the end, if you watch reviews of this, it says it's very, very just mental.
Oh, we'll get into the very end later.
Yeah, there's a bit towards the end where you're just like, okay, that is really weird, and then it just goes absolutely
we'll
off
talk
the rails.
about that in a sec.
Fucked up pretty quick.
We will get to that because it is something that has to be spoken about. But
so spoiler warning, I guess.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a spoiler warning for a little bit later on, but
yeah.
I can't keep a straight face thinking about it.
There's a lot of messed up shit.
Yeah, but like I was saying, it does turn into a horror movie at one point, and it does make you think, like, should I really be eating this food? Does it actually have feelings? The film makes you think. Like when the potato's getting all the skin peeled off, and you've got the carrots being eaten, and it shows the inside of the one's mouth, and you're like, that is disgusting. Yeah,
the scene you see in the trailer where the potato's getting skinned and the carrots getting chewed, it's pretty horrific.
It's still surprising, even in the film.
It's like a slaughter, like as if they were human characters getting absolutely butchered.
So I'll say
pretty mad.
I'll say they did pretty well with making us feel for these characters.
Yeah.
Even though they're like just sausages and carrots and tomatoes, you feel for them, which was ridiculous. Another great character I liked was Lavesh, is his name? He was a Lavesh. I liked him. He was ridiculously funny, but he wasn't in it like as much as I thought. A lot of the characters do get limited screen time, which was a shame because some of them are really great. Like even James Franco's character, he's not in it too much.
Jonah Hill's character's not in it much.
Well, yeah, but I was like the ridiculous stuff that happens. You know, they give like Lavesh this scrotum, and he's food, and it's stuff like that makes you think like, how did they actually get away? How did it get greenlit? Like, what goes through these people's minds? Like, it's great. But shall we go into what can only be described as
spoilers?
Probably the worst thing put to an animated film ever.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. This point ahead. If you haven't seen Sausage Party and if you want to see Sausage Party and you haven't actually heard about this yet, switch off because it gets absolutely insane.
There's a food orgy.
There is a food orgy.
Food orgy.
Yeah, I mean you've got this massive battle where all the food like destroys all of these people in the supermarket.
Their main weapon is bath salts.
Yeah, their main weapon is bath salts, and the bath salts makes these humans see the food items. And
they make humans realise that the food is alive.
So like,
and they can understand.
Yeah, they all get killed, and a plot point throughout the film is that Seth Rogen's character Frank wants to go inside Kristen Wiig's character, the bun. So the sausage and the bun want to go inside each other and
like
have
simulating sex.
Yeah. And that's a running joke throughout the entire film. But at the end, they take it way too far, and I was laughing for the entire scene.
It was absolutely hilarious.
Like you've got Teresa Taco, played by Salma Hayek, and she's using Frank as a strap-on.
Yeah.
And going through Sammy Bagel.
Through the bagel.
Yeah, and through the bun. And then into the Lavesh, and it is probably the most disturbing thing I've seen in an animated film.
Yeah, it turns out that all the food are bisexual. You have Hitler. We didn't even mention Hitler.
Yeah. This was a weird thing. Like, if you're easily offended by a film, this film will definitely offend you.
This film had a lot of racial stereotypes, and there is like a German source who is basically literally Hitler. He literally says, we want to eliminate the juice.
Yeah, he said
they want to exterminate the juice.
That 2D animated segment I mentioned earlier, it's ridiculous. You've got these juice boxes, and they've got like curly hair and beards and stuff, like and Jewish people, like Jewish stereotypes. And this Hitler sauce is running around after them, and it's just, it's just come on.
But then in the food orgy, the Hitler sauce is being rogered up the arse by was it being I don't even know.
Roger.
It was
apologies to anyone named Roger.
Yeah. But it was bizarre. Like every item of food that you see in the film was having sex, everything. It was absolutely crazy.
We didn't actually mention Douche either.
Douche.
There's a character called Douche played by Nick Kroll, and towards the end, I mean, he's basically the villain of the film, and I thought he was probably the best character. He sees this juice box and it's got the crotch like missing out and it's leaking out juice, and he sucks
He's
the
dying.
juice out as if
Yeah.
to simulate he's giving
Orally
him
raping
oral.
it.
Yeah,
and
later
then
on, I
becomes
think
this,
he
like,
actually
jacked
says,
up-
I sucked the juice box's dick.
Yeah,
So,
he
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
says that. And then towards the end, he like goes up inside of the store.
Paul Rudd's character.
Paul Rudd's character is like this nerdy store bloke, and he goes up his arse and starts controlling him and using his like balls
Like
to control
Ratatouille
him.
with the hair, but with the scrotum.
And it's just things like that that just make this film so ridiculous. The film's insane. It's absolutely insane.
It's the most insane film.
Remember when we reviewed Top Cat Begins and we mentioned there was a stripping scene of the cat?
Oh yeah, this film has nothing on
Off
Top
screen.
Cat.
This one is completely full frontal on screen. Even though there's no human sex in the film, but all of the food has sex at one point in the film, and it's just you've got to think who animated this? Who actually animated
'Cause if-
a Seth Rogen sausage strap-on? Oh,
If this
God.
film was with a human cast and live action, it wouldn't be made.
It would be
have the
banned.
highest rating.
It would be
ever.
Serbian film banned.
Yeah,
Like,
it would be banned across the
it would be
planet.
Human Centipede 2 banned. You
Yeah.
wouldn't get it for like 6 years on Netflix.
Yeah, it'd be pretty.
It would. This film.
It was that extreme. Like
Yeah.
I've never
It was
seen. If it was
incredible.
with a human cast, it would be the most extreme sex scene.
It's literally impossible
ever.
to do with the human cast. You can't like have a strap on that goes through somebody into someone
Yeah,
else.
that's
But
true.
all of this being said, all of the insane stuff that happens, all of the ridiculousness, the film actually has a very good plot, and it has a
Yeah.
lot to say about society as a whole.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Um, So it's actually very smart in that sense.
can't remember what's
I mean, every single sentence is a swear word.
Yeah.
Every single
Flappy. I think Flappy Fuck was my favourite.
flappy fuck.
Flappy Fuck.
You've got worse than that though. Every single like moment in the film is probably a sex joke, but you know
Yeah.
it's got a lot to say about society and about racism and everything, and it's smart in the way it executes it, even though the film is what it is. So I bloody love this film.
I
It
think
was
it's
really
great.
good.
I
It
would
was so
probably
funny.
buy it on Blu-ray, watch it again. It's a film you can just enjoy.
Yeah.
Without having to think too much.
Yeah.
But if you're easily offended by sex jokes, just skip the ending, I guess.
It's literally like an X-rated Disney movie
It is
for
I mean,
adults.
Yeah, a lot of it is in reference to Pixar and everything.
Yeah.
But you know, that being said, it's smart, it's funny, it's ridiculous, it's gross, and it's just enjoyable.
There's actually a lot of brutal murders as well in the film.
Yeah.
Like a guy has his head blown up with a bottle of Coke and Mentos. There's a
Oh yeah.
The
yeah.
guy
James
who
Franco
beheads
has his-
himself
Yeah.
when he's
Yeah.
on drugs.
Yeah.
James Franco decapitates himself with an axe
Yeah.
while he's high on bath salts.
God, this film's insane.
There's the dude who gets blown up by the fireworks,
Yeah.
and then
In
a
a-
peanut starts carrying his eye around while he's covered in blood.
he's
and
in
stuff
like
that.
a janitor's bucket or something.
Yeah.
Oh god, this film is incredible. But yeah, I recommend Sausage Party. What about you guys? What's the final
Yeah,
thoughts?
Definitely. I wouldn't recommend it for kids.
No, definitely
Like-
not. Definitely not. But you know, if you want to have a good time and just switch your brain off, go for it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, definitely. It's very good.
that's our review of Sausage Party. We got the early screening in the UK.
Yep.
In the UK.
We saw it today.
Yeah. So thank you for watching this video. We'll see you again soon. I hope you check out Sausage Party and let us know what you think.
Definitely.
Bye.
It's a space station.